Alright, this is for Puntolory, who wants to make bumper cars. So, first, got a bumper car set up, an enemy in blue, and another one in green, as well as the wall itself in red. I think the problem you're having is the labeling. So I've labeled the blue and the green one as foe, and my one is a friend. Hey. So different things affect them differently. Now the wall, that's the easy part because everything bumps off the wall. You have 4 suppliers. You got your wall here. It's pointing in. Whichever way is pointing in towards the stadium. And it's labeled. It's set to friend and foe. Because you and all the enemies should be affected equally. So it affects you and everyone else. I think that might be the problem that you're having. So yeah, the wall is its own thing. As you can see, once you turn it on, it pushes the foe away. And later on you'll see it pushes friend away as well. And here's the more complicated one. You. So I've got a very, very rudimentary bumper card. It's up there. It's got trigger points, 4 suppliers, which are set to foe, not friend. And that surrounds the outside of the thingy, bumper car, and trigger zones. I've got 1 trigger zone, or sorry, I got 2 trigger zones, once for each enemy. But I guess that depends on what you're doing. Maybe you have a big bumper car and small ones, and they'll change. Anyway, the trigger has to go to an AND gate, which also has a calculator. Now that acts as your speedometer. In this case, it's only 5 meters a second. But if that trigger's hit and it's going 5 meters a second, the force supplier will go, depending on the speed, from 10 meters a second to 15. And the calculator is set to greater than. So you have to be going greater than 5 meters a second. For the first force supplier, you have to be going greater than 7 for the second force supplier. And then you can change that however you want. So here I've got the number display up set to a motion sensor. When I go to test, it's pretty ugly. But if I'm not going fast at all, as you start to push up against your foe, in this case the blue one, you just kind of push it slowly. It doesn't actually bump off. Unless you go really fast, which I'm about to do. Over 5, 7, bam. And it bounces away. It also bounces off the wall, right on the other side. And so do I. Friend and foe both bounce off this wall. So that's pretty much it. Fairly easy. You can set the force supplier to radial, which is what I did now, which is stupid, but you can also do it directional, so that it only affects when you're going forward. So yeah, there you have it. All you need is these 3 things, these few things. Calculator, set to greater than, trigger zones, couple of AND OR gates, and force supply. Oh, and a motion sensor, so you can tell how fast you're going. But that's it.